Prince Charles criticised for flying 125 miles to give speech on reducing aircraft emissions.
Here's a summary of the article.
The Prince of Wales has been criticised for flying 125 miles in a private helicopter to deliver a speech about lowering aircraft emissions. The royal flew from Highgrove to Cambridge to give a lecture at the Whittle Laboratory, where he spoke to researchers about the decarbonisation of air travel. In his speech at the University of Cambridge Laboratory, Charles urged researchers to act quickly to rescue this poor old planet. Reports claim that the total trip would have caused carbon emissions of roughly 2.5 tonnes and cost roughly £12,000. Charles, who regularly speaks about the dangers of climate change, has been criticised by activists such as Graham Smith, chief executive of campaign group Republic. Responding to criticisms, Clarence House issued a statement defending the prince, explaining his carbon footprint is offset every year. The prince is not personally involved in decisions around his transportation arrangements, though he ensures all carbon emissions are offset every year, a spokesperson said.
This post received a score of 21,539, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Damn, this site is annoying. The actual article makes up for 10% of the page while the rest is advertisements and links to tabloid articles.
Mate, use an ad blocker. No can do on mobile, friend. Firefox plus uBlock Origin.
Reports claim that the total trip would have caused carbon emissions of roughly 2.5 tonnes and cost roughly £12,000. It sure would have been better if he took a more carbon-friendly mode of transport.
In my shitty car at average highway speeds, this would have taken about 2 hours and a third a tank of gas, which would cost about $15. I drive a small SUV, so it's not even like it's particularly fuel efficient.
Or he coulda Skyped it in and been like, hey, see what I'm doing? No emissions necessary.
He would have been criticised for that too, let's be real.
Prince Charles doesn't care enough about reducing emissions to even bother to show up in person.
Yeah, he could have easily flown in on a private jet to save time for his other scheduled commitments. What a ponce.
Why does he need any meetings, at all? He's the furthest thing from a scientist and is offering them no money. What is his role? It's not just one flight, either. Maybe if he had any influence over industry leaders, he doesn't, and was meeting with industry leaders, he wasn't, it'd be a worthy expense, but it isn't. Abolish the monarchy. He's got soft power over the common people. If the royals try to bring attention to an issue, you can bet a good amount of people will pay attention to it. Advocating for stopping climate change to climate change researchers? Maybe if he's used some of that soft power, symbolic capital that the UK taxpayers pay £435 million a year to maintain to shame world leaders or industry leaders, that would make a difference. Maybe some advocacy for going meatless? No, not to those climate researchers. Hypothetically, it's aimed at people like you, who read about the prince fraternizing with those researchers. It's not so important for him to talk with these people so much as to be seen with them.
He meant everyone else, not the elites, silly.
It's kind of like how Prince William gave a speech about how people should be having fewer children to curb the population, while his wife was pregnant with their third child. These people are so tone deaf.
Did he really say that? Most developed countries right now have the opposite problem, with birth rates declining. Like Germany has started doing initiatives to encourage babies and such. Edit, he did say that, he was talking about Africa. One of the replies has a link. He was a bit hypocritical.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.